Hello and good morning, everybody from New York City. Wherever you're at, welcome to Sunday Help Desk. I'm super excited to be here with you today, especially because this topic is something that's really important to me and really changed a lot in my life and boosted, I think, almost everything that came when I started taking this path. So I would love for you if you just write into the chat where you're tuning in from, where you're listening from. And then we can jump into a little energy forecast. Last night I went to this really amazing Brooklyn hip hop party, and there was a DJ. I would say she was probably in her late 20s. And the thing is, she actually celebrated her 12th year of being cancer free. And there was like a small, they brought a cake out and there was a small celebration. And I was thinking, how we sometimes in life need these wake up calls in order to know what's really important for us and know that we should not spend too much time thinking of the things that we don't want in our life instead of really going in for everything that gives us passion and fulfillment, and definitely this idea of I'm good where I'm at, I'm satisfied where I'm at. So this girl, she was standing on the stage and she was like, tonight we're not only going to celebrate more life, we're going to celebrate life. And this is something that definitely stick with my mind, especially since we're in an energy phase right now where it's really easy to get lost in any kind of distractions. And there's kind of like this wake up call that we're dealing with right now. People tend to feel overwhelmed with what's going on the outside. And the actual learning here is that we should definitely find ways and paths to not only center ourselves, but also to see that we can, if we're at one in our heart and in our mind, we can really make progress right now. So whatever you're experiencing right now, everything that's going on the outside that's making you doubt, that's making you think, what choices should I do? How can I figure this out? I feel maybe alone in what I'm doing. This is the time to really stop thinking on everything that you see on the outside, because in every moment you're already, caught between two choices. You're already distracted. And you really want to find ways to be more tuned in with what you really want to do, what gives you that passion about life, what gives you that fulfillment. And I mean, I hear people saying so often it's a hard choice to make. It really isn't. It's just your ego and your heart being in a fight with one another. If you are brave enough and bold enough to just follow what gives you, this moment of, I feel this is going to be good for me. I feel there is maybe adventure in this. I feel I want to try this. I want to follow my curiosity. This is where you're knowing that there's a path for you and you're going to be whole. If you start to make all your decisions just from a mindset point of view, from an ego point of view, based on money, based on all the things in the outside world, it's going to lead you, a little bit farther away from where your instinct is, where your gut feeling is. So train to really follow that first thought you have, that first thought that gives you this moment of, yeah, I really feel this is something for me. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to follow it. I'm going to see what comes out of this. It's something we can actually train. So really take this time where it's, there's a lot happening on the outside, and try to find those ways, try to find those little training points in your life to really follow that gut feeling. And the more power you give this, the better it's going to be in your life and the easier you're going to make these kind of decisions, feeling secure, feeling whole by following your instincts. Which leads me to a perfect way to do this, and something that is a big game changer for me, is the sweet doing of nothing. We tend to get so caught up in doing things in order to achieve something, in order to fulfill something, in order to really have an outcome in the end. That's actually something that is killing creativity. That's killing the self-centeredness. And there have been a recent study that showed, again, the more that we are, based on our right brain side and help and empower thoughts that come from here, the more our left brain, our creative mind, actually tends to be, falling back a little bit. It's something we really want to empower and we want to train in our everyday life, because if we don't, it's going to be hard to find creative solutions. It's going to be hard to find spontaneous, to be flexible moments in life. So for me, it's super, super important to have, maybe it's just 5 minutes in a day to do nothing. You might just, look, like in a meditation, you look on the inside, you might just look outside, look at trees, look in a park, tend to just feel your different senses. Maybe you just close your eyes and you try to figure out all the different things you can hear, how far they are, how close they are to you. Maybe it's something like you want to draw something and you just want to like scribble and make this little doodle fingers without having an outcome. It doesn't really need to do anything besides making you happy. I mean, really think about it. When was the last time you did something just because it made you really happy? The more we have these moments in life that we can just experience, fulfillment in doing nothing, the better you're going to be synced in with who you are and what you want. We all know these moments if we're really stuck in something and we think so much, we get really far away from what we want. The moment that you just do something for yourself, you're going to be really in sync with your feelings again. You will feel a lot. You will hear, your ego mind telling you things, obviously, but it will get, silenter every moment. The more silent it gets, the more you can feel your gut feeling, you can connect to your heart, and you will feel closer to, to what you want. So I absolutely recommend you in this time we're at, where all these distractions, all these bling, bling, bling on the outside is happening, really go for moments that you can spend with yourself. Find a practice that's perfect for you. Start to just draw. Maybe you want to use watercolors and draw some beautiful trees, some greens. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's really going in a park and just looking at things, and be happy when you do that. It's going to be weird at the moment. It's going to be strange. Absolutely, yes. But it's no reason not to show up and try it. I really love when you guys send me, a couple of days after watching this help desk, what actually changed and what you did and how it had an impact on your life. So there are people that just share their progress on like a one-on-one level with me, which is really fine. Absolutely, you guys can do that. It's just something that helps all of us to see where progress is possible, especially with people who thought, I can't do this, or how should I do this in everyday life? It's impossible. I don't have time. And then somebody just starts it. And, the moment that you feel I'm not alone in this, the moment that you hear people sharing their success stories and sharing their moments of happiness, it's being easier because there's someone that's kind of like giving you a hand to follow, giving you an open door to see it is possible. It's really about you making the time for it. It's really about you taking the power and not just, empowering outside things, but really empowering you. You're the only one you got to live with. The more happier you have it, the more fulfilled you are with who you are and where you're at, the easier everything on the outside gets, because there's no wanting to be distracted in the outside anymore. You're going to be happy with yourself. You're going to know what you want. And this is something that's so, so helpful in life. And obviously, we're all on this path to see what it actually means for us individually. But it's a time where you really want to start doing this. The last couple of months have been incredible energy-wise. We had all of these retrogrades. We still have some retrogrades going on until the beginning of 2018. So take this time. It's there for us to grow. It's there for us to help us go on the next step. You don't want to miss it. Really allow yourself to be more involved with who you are instead of being involved with your thoughts. If you believe your thoughts, it's not a good path to take, because most of us don't think the happiest thoughts, right? So take this time and really start the week. If you have a calendar, make time for yourself to see where you can, squeeze in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, where you can squeeze in a walk, even if it's pouring rain, don't think about it too much. Really just take the time and go for it. Do it no matter what. You're absolutely worth it, and you will see a difference, I promise. Doing this every day for a week is going to make a difference in how calm you are with yourself, how centered you are with yourself. So please share your thoughts with me, share your stories with me. I'm really excited and I love to read them every time. I have so many people writing me on Insta stories and Instagram, and I think this is such a cool way to communicate with one another besides being live. And if you love this, if you want to have more of this, please subscribe. And there's going to be some classes starting soon as well. There's going to be a German class that's going to be the power of ceremony, where you will learn to really implement all the things that I have somehow learned, from being in Peru and being in Switzerland and being in Germany. And I centered and put like the essence of all my teachings into this course to give you advice on how you actually do your ceremonies, how a good ritual works, what are the tools you need, how do you practice, being in that moment and giving your power and your thoughts into what you want to manifest. So that's going to be something for all of you guys who are actually working with people, but also work with yourself. I have yoga teachers who definitely gained a lot of trust in this. When you're working with energy of like 20 or 30 people in a room, right? There's a lot coming up and you want to know what you do with it, and just not just let it stick in the room, obviously. And the other thing that's going to happen is I'm going to open the application forms for the next mastermind class, which starts in July. So there's a lot going on if you want to work in a closer environment with me. And obviously it's going to be digital, and it's going to be video plus one-on-one calls. So it's going to be something where you can really stick into your own time and the time and power you have to take that for you and really learn something in your own pace. So definitely look out. It's going to be live next week on Instagram, and write me your comments. I love when you share your thoughts with me. Subscribe on my YouTube. Super, super happy to have you here, and wishing you a wonderful Sunday. Start into the week with sweet nothingness. Find fulfillment in doing nothing. It's absolutely okay. You can do it. And yeah, see you next week, next Sunday. Much love to you and blessings. Love you. Bye-bye.